So what I will bring is a much more thoughtful approach to how we see the future of our city. Thank you.
It's important to me to continue growing in the city because we do not have enough housing. We're about 50,000 units short of what we need in Orange County. And Irvine is at the forefront of building sustainable, affordable, mixed-use neighborhoods. And that's critically important to me. So we need to manage traffic better by using public transit, by connecting to bike trails and providing incentives for people to walk to work or bike to work. Thank you.
Having focused my energy in the education field, the challenge of the growth, what I just see that, so we have to, maintain the Irvine education system. As you just may know, we only have the budget of the 2% just going to the education. So a lot of kids doesn't have any, the tech devices like, the tablet, and the individual student doesn't have any textbook yet. So what I'm gonna just see that, what I'm gonna just support that, I'm gonna just looking for the company and then make the bridge together and then,
Next
support
question.
We are all immigrants and we want our kids to have jobs. I'm going to make sure that we monitor the growth and that our growth is sustainable. Growth is important to our city, and that's why I've talked to so many small business owners that find the rents are too high. A lot of them have actually been forced out of the city, and my aim is going to be to support all of them. Also maintaining the excellence in our schools, making sure that they're funded and that we do everything that we can. Traffic, yes, it is a problem, but the problem came about many years ago. It was a lack of good planning that has led us to suffer the traffic consequences.
We're going on second question. This answer starts with Anthony. New Chinese immigrants face challenges such as understanding the political process, overcoming language barriers, utilizing city services. What action will you take to help them with these issues?
Our police department has employed a number of officers who are Chinese and Farsi and other officers that have a second language capability. We've done that. I know that we've been talking with our police department and other city departments also to utilize social media websites like WeChat that I know is very popular in the Chinese community. We need to continue having open house forums in various community groups like this, and I know that the SCCA Center has hosted those in the past. We need to be one community and make sure the information is getting out to everyone.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, actually, I've been meeting with many different groups in our city, and our Persian community, our Chinese community, our Korean community, many of the seniors. And we've discussed, hopefully in January, that we would start to host more of a in-depth multicultural commission. I'd like to get that started. That we can start engaging people on a monthly basis to start coming together to talking about issues and concerns that are really affecting them, but they feel uncomfortable coming out to talk about it with their elected officials. So that is something I've talked about and I'm going to be implementing in January from 11th. Thank you.
So we have a growing population of newcomers, and one of the things that I've been hearing as I'm walking door to door is building up a relationship with them. So I would recommend maybe even installing community neighborhood events that allow the city and neighbors to come together to discuss some of the issues with the newcomers, so they're able to provide information that's necessary for them to become ready to go as soon as they're here. I think it's very important for us to reach out and extend a helping hand for all our newcomers here. Thank you.
As a former commissioner, I can tell you that I always advocated for services geared towards the different ethnicities. Being an immigrant myself, I know that there are also many, people coming from Iran and other cultures. So it's a phenomenon that we are seeing, and I would really promote and advocate for more services coming from the Community Services Department in Irvine. And just to celebrate the newcomers from China, I would also encourage you to maybe start a Chinese New Year's parade.
As a lecturer in the University Studies program, one of my jobs is to introduce new international students to the culture and the academic rigor of UCI, and also, as one of the first people they meet on campus, to help them learn how to use the bus system, find out where to go to get their housing, to get help with their visa, and any other questions that they may have right when they arrive at UCI. So I have a lot of experience in this area, and advising and teaching students from many cultures and religions has made me socially aware.
Next one.
Could you please tell me one more time of the questions?
New Chinese immigrants facing challenges such as understanding the political process, overcoming language barriers, utilizing city services. What action will you take to help them with these issues?
Okay. When I just came here for the first time in the USA, I was an international student also, so I know how language is important, and then how community support as a immigrant people. So wanted to see the problem here, and my suggestion is that maybe we could just make the ESL program together, and as the city, the council, and then as the city of the one of the member, that we keep support them.
Next one, please.
This is close to my heart. 20 years ago when I came here, there was no support system, there was no orientation, nothing for new immigrants. I reached out to new people and I helped them out for the rest of my time. Even now, I feel that I've spoken to a lot of Chinese immigrant families here, and they feel that we need to have better orientation programs for them, which should include driver's ed and issues like investment and visas. They need to have that support system. So I will actually encourage that and build a coalition to give them that support.
Well, I've been a member of the Asian Pacific Islander Caucus of the Democratic Party of California for 8 years. As a Community Services Commissioner, I attended the Transportation Forum and assisted with that. I formed the Future Chinese Leaders of America Club, which was very successful, which meets here. And as a member of the Chamber of Commerce, I have encouraged them to form a subgroup specifically for investment and entrepreneurship, reaching out to the Chinese community. I will be able to do more on City Council.
Next question starts with Christina. What initiatives will you take to make sure our city is environmentally friendly?
Well, thank you, and that's something very near and dear to my heart. Actually, I just brought forward, probably 4 months ago, a non-toxic program that we are now spraying organic pesticides in our parks, our green belts, and our open space. And this will protect our wildlife, our animals, and our children at our local parks and in our green belts. So I have been very strongly supportive of protecting the environment. I'm in opposition to this aerial spraying. They're talking about coming in to spray the mosquitoes. I think that's very dangerous to our families, our children, and our pets. And so I've been very strongly in opposition to that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So just like Christina was mentioning the non-toxic Irvine group, I actually stood up and spoke in favor of it. When I was on the commission in 2014, I was one of the only commissioners that reached out and asked to go green in the city of Irvine. And it didn't get implemented at the time, so I was very happy to support the group and make sure that I stood up and spoke out at city council meeting. Besides that, I've also spoken out at the OC Vector Control about the aerial spraying. And currently, I'm working with a group of businesses that are trying to figure out a solution to the SCE substation that's being placed in Irvine.
Well, there are many ways that we can tackle this environmental issue. One of them is, of course, the non-toxic spraying that is being initiated, thankfully. And another one is to look at transportation. What other means of transportation can we look at so that we don't have that many cars, such as walking and biking? But as a council member, I would initiate, hopefully, another group of residents who are environmentally on the front line, and they think ahead and establish a group to look at that.
It's very important to preserve our environment at Irvine. We're lucky to have so much open space in the Irvine Ranch Natural Landmarks, which is a public-private partnership that I want to support strongly. It's also important to use sustainable transit, as I mentioned before. And finally, it's important to me to reduce our carbon footprint. I want to work with Orange County for climate action and come up with a regional plan to help us do that and reduce global warming.
Okay, as you just see that, it is not only just for the Irvine city's problem. We have, global warming in the earth. So I just see that, we have, this problem of the lot of electronic technologies development, and also using without any notice or attention of that. We are having, really facing on the, problem about that. So what I'm gonna just do is
Next one, please.
I think it's really important to remember that Irvine is a beautiful city, but a lot of times our young people are indoors on their computers and their phones. So I think it's going to be really important to get them out into the outdoors on their bikes and live a healthier life. Reinvigorating culture and bringing it and making it fashionable. I think that is going to be really important. I also support Christina Shea's organic pesticides. A lot of parents have that concern. But I think it's a smarter city. We can.
Thanks.
Thank you. We need to lead as a city. I will reinvigorate Irvine's Green Ribbon Commission with the goal of becoming Platinum LEED certified rather than silver. I will advocate for drought-tolerant cityscaping with native plants and seek out grants for zero-emission transportation projects. We have the worst air quality in the nation. We need to lead in this area.
Thank you. So I live in a home in University Park that was built in the late 1960s. I guarantee you, if you took a home the same size that was built in Cypress Village a few years ago, my home uses more electricity and more water than the one in Cypress Village does. So I want to push our city to actually waive home improvement fees for those who are going to do double pane windows, environmentally friendly improvements like solar panels, to help increase our property value and decrease our use on our resources.
This concludes question and answer session. And thank you, Kennedy. As you are excited to sing, we're going to have cash drawing. Let's welcome Albert.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Albert, and as you can see, SCCCA and ICS continue to have a forum and try to encourage all the community, Chinese community, or even other people that have been involved in politics, and have this great forum. To continue to encourage everybody, as you can see in the flyer, we have this $300 of
4 people are watching.
gift and try to give out.
I did live one, yeah.
So this is just a warm-up. So don't go away. And this is $300
November 8th for Anila for Irvine City Council.
What's your website?
www.anilaali.com.
So
I like your accent, by the way.
Thank you.
And
Okay.
here is the envelope.
I think one of your friends said thank you.
But we just go through the process and help you understand for the next program.
Yes.
So in here,
Okay, thank you for doing
they
this.
are
Take
paid
care.
for.
Mark also.
Each one marked with a different numbers. Okay.